Hi everyone, my name is Phil and welcome to Phil Does 3D. I'm a multimedia and a 3D artist and I stream live on Twitch on Mondays and Tuesdays at 5 PM Pacific time in the United States. That is midday if you're in Australia, or 1 AM or 2 AM if you're in the UK and Europe. Good to see you guys. I hope you had a good weekend. Hello Smurfberry, always good to see you, buddy. I see Smurf has posted in the Discord server, which if you want to become a Phildo and join the Phil Does 3D Discord server, you can click the About Me section on my Twitch channel and you'll find a blue graphic. Click that to get an invite link. Or if you're watching me back on YouTube, because all of my previous streams are uploaded to YouTube, if you look in the description below the video you're watching, you will find a link to my Twitch channel. Then you can go to the About Me section and you can join the Discord that way. Yes, Smurf has posted about Substance 3D, Adobe Substance, which used to be Algorithmic Substance Painter, or Substance, is no longer, it's turning into a subscription-only service now, so if you want to buy it, you can't get a perpetual license anymore, I think that's right. Can you still buy a perpetual license on Steam? Because you could buy it on Steam, and if you have a perpetual license, it's not going to stop working. But yeah, full subscription now, usual Adobe tactics. So there you go. I forgot to get my drink bottle. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Let me just go to the fridge and grab my drink bottle. I'll be right back. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty... bit of a bummer about Substance now being subscription. We knew it was coming though. So. Sniper Girl, subscribe for 36 months in a row. Thank you for the subscription, Sniper Girl. I don't know if she's in chat just yet. I see she is on Discord though, so maybe a little bit later she'll pop in. So thank you, Sniper Girl, for the 36-month subscription. You're absolutely awesome. I'll thank you again if you jump into chat. Sniper Girl, there you are. Sniper Girl says you can still buy it on, Steam still as perpetual license. And thank you again, Sniper Girl, for the 36th month in a row sub. You are awesome. I really do appreciate it. Smurf says no idea if they'll continue to publish new versions on Steam in the future, but past versions will probably still be for sale. Smurf says what they're doing is killing the algorithmic account system, so you'll have to use an Adobe account. Right. Yes, it's the way of the world these days, it would seem. Every piece of software wants to go subscription only. You know how I feel about that, don't you guys? You know I don't like it. I think it stinks. You end up paying much more for your software. I mean, it's good for those people that only need to use it occasionally. Look, I get that. But they should give people an option still. If you want to buy a perpetual, let them buy a perpetual. Don't force them to sub every month. Because remember too, because once you stop subbing, the software stops working. Stinks. Sniper Girl says Substance Painter is $149.99. That's US, I'm assuming. Comes with free updates to the end of the year. Oh, well, there you go. So you can still buy a perpetual license, at least till the end of the year. Android Lust, hey Android Lust buddy, it's good to see you. How are you? I heard about the troubles you have with your Discord account. Have you got that sorted yet? Let me know, or let one of the moderators, Sniper Girl, Sniper Echo, Sniper Barbecue, let one of us know and we can reinstate your account. That's terrible, buddy. I'm sorry about that. For anyone that doesn't know, Android Lust's Discord was hacked, so his account. Smurf says, and if you have an existing perpetual license, you need to download the installers and your license file before Adobe deletes them. Well, bear that in mind, guys. If you do have one of these licenses, make sure you do download your license file before Adobe deletes it. That's, I'm assuming, the original algorithmic, if you have an original algorithmic account. Sniper Girl says, after that, you own it, you just can't update it. Okay, so you can still buy it on Steam. I'm assuming she means Steam for $149.99 US, I'm assuming. You'll get updates till the end of the year. But after the end of the year, you won't be able to update it. But you'll still own it and it'll still work. Smurf says you'll no longer be able to use your email to activate your perpetual license. You'll have to use the license file option, which they'll be deleting from their site, hence why you need to download the files before it's too late. Again, if you have one of those accounts, make sure you download your license file, because as Smurf is saying, you won't be able to use your email account. You'll have to have the license file. Android Lost says, I'm assuming you all got an email from Substance about they're getting rid of Substance 3D accounts. Yes, that's what we're talking about. It's terrible. Well, we knew it was coming, but it's still bad. So yeah, but Smurpery, I think, has said they're closing the algorithmic section of Substance, which most people, when they first purchased the software, would have got it through that before Adobe bought algorithmic. And they're closing that down, so make sure you download that license file, guys and girls. If you have Substance account, an algorithmic Substance account, make sure you download it. Soon, really soon. Like, do it now. Smurf says, no, I actually saw it on Data Hoarder, on Reddit. I haven't received any email. I haven't received an email, but I have it through an Adobe account anyway, so that's probably why. Andrew Lost says, I'm good, not even mad. My Discord got hacked. I know, that's terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. There's actually, I don't know if you guys have been watching the news today, but I shouldn't laugh, but there's a lot of hacking going on around the world at the moment. Nvidia got hacked a few days ago. One of the Japanese car manufacturers is having to close their plant down because they're being hacked at the moment. I think there's some hacks directed at Australia yesterday or the day before, so we all know where they're coming from. It's no secret. Although, in fairness, the Nvidia one is apparently from South America, supposedly from some South American hacking group. So you're not alone, Android Lust. A lot of people are having problems with cybersecurity at the moment, not just you. But that's still bad to hear about your account being hacked. And like I said, if you need us to reinstall it, let one of the mods know or let me know, and we'll fix you right up. Snappy Girl says, I'll be honest, I refuse to get on Adobe. I'll buy the software on Steam. Well, you're not going to have a choice though from now on, unless you don't want updates anymore. Which I guess is fine. You don't have to update your software. I mean, they do come out with some new stuff, so I like to update my software, but you don't have to. It'll still work. Android Lost says, yeah, I got an email on it today. I'm assuming you mean to be the algorithmic stuff. Android Lost says, you have until September to do something about... Oh, okay, so you got till September. So they're not turning the tap off immediately. That's at least something, I guess. A small something, but at least something. So they're giving you plenty of notice. I'd still do it now, guys, in case you forget, because that's what I always do. I always forget. I do it now, just to be on the safe side. Android Lust says, I feel so lost without Discord. I know, it's terrible. Like, one monitor is useless now. Yeah, because I use the second monitor for my Discord, my email, my Twitch chat, my requests, all that sort of... It comes in handy having a second monitor, and if you use it for Discord and you can't log into Discord... I'm assuming you've contacted Discord to try and get your account back. I'm assuming. I'm sure you have. And yeah, like I said, let us know how it goes, and if you need once you've taken control of your account again, we can reinstate it on the Phildoes 3D Discord server. But that's a good lesson, guys. Just be really careful with Discord and clicking any links in Discord. You can get into all sorts of trouble. This is why with you guys, I always make sure that I know you before I click a link from you. But even then, if an account gets hacked and they post a link, which can happen, just be really careful. Just be careful with links. I never click links in email. Never, never, never. Not even from people I know. So yeah, be really careful. They have to tell me ahead of time. I mentioned this to you before. If somebody emails me something that they want me to click on, they know with me, they have to tell me prior. They have to email me or they have to call me and say, I'm sending you something in an email. That way I know it's actually from them, because I'm super paranoid about it. Maybe it's because my email address is out there because I stream and I sell my models online and all that sort of junk. I get a lot of spam emails, a lot of people trying to hack into my accounts, all that sort of jazz. So that's why I'm super careful. Super paranoid. Sniper Girl says, Phil, you do realise it's literally February. It's actually March here now. February, right? Updates to the end of the year. Yes, I know, but it is. I'm coming to you from the future. It's the 1st of March at the moment where I am. Android Lost says, yeah, September 30th, 2022. I was going to post it on Discord early. You've contacted Discord? Good. Android Lost says, luckily I was about to get in contact with Sniper Echo. I told him to kick me from the server just to be sure. Yeah, well that was very good of you, Android Lost, and good of Sniper Echo to be on top of it too. So again, thank you Sniper Echo for being on top of all of this sort of stuff. I actually did mention in the moderators channel I had to kick one of our users last week or the week before for posting really nasty, horrible messages in the Discord. I hope his account wasn't hacked. I had banned that account. If you were the person who I banned, let me know, and if you can prove it's actually you and not someone that's hacked into your account, then I'll reinstate your account again. But yeah, so it's happening on Discord, not just to you, to a few people, Android Lost. Make sure you've got strong passwords. Must have strong passwords, guys and girls. Don't use the same password for multiple accounts. I know it's very tempting. Use a password manager. That's what I use. All of my passwords are at least 15 characters long, and it's just all gibberish. You know, letters, numbers, all that sort of jazz. Each account is different, and I use a password manager to control all of that. So it makes it really simple, really easy. I don't have to type anything in. Password manager handles it all for me. So please start using a password manager. It's really important, particularly now. With what's going on in the world, make sure you use password manager and have strong passwords. Sniper Girl, Euro, hey Euro, it's good to see you. Hope all you guys and girls had a good weekend. Sniper Girl says, did they change Substance Alchemist to Substance 3D Sampler? Yes, they did. It threw me at first as well. When I updated Alchemist, they changed it to Sampler. So it's not called Alchemist anymore. I'm thinking Sampler, 3D Sampler, what the hell is this? But yep, that's Alchemist. Euro says he's good. I use Keep Pass to manage all of my passwords and to generate random string passwords, and I use two-factor authentication on top where available. Again, I do the same things. So stay cyber safe online. Use a password manager. Make sure it's up to you as to how long you want the password to be, but I use a minimum of 15 characters. My Wi-Fi password is 256 characters, by the way, to stop people hacking into my Wi-Fi. But that's bye-bye. But yeah, use a password manager. They all come with password random generator built in generally, so you don't even have to try and think about it. Just hit the button. Make sure each password is unique for each account. Even if it's one of these really long gibberish passwords, don't use the same one. Make them all unique. And of course, turn on two-factor authentication if it's available on whatever account you have. So yeah, I'm the same Euro. I don't use KeyPass, so I use another one. Android Lost says, wow, my typing is horrible right now. Mercury Barbecue says, Adobe doesn't already have a product called Alchemist, do they? I don't know. I don't think they do. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't use it if they do. I don't think they do, though. I don't understand why they changed it from Alchemist to Sampler. I think Alchemist was a much more unique sounding name than 3D Sampler. Android Lost says, two-factor authentication didn't even matter for that hack? Oh, wow, really? Well, it should. That's the whole point of two-factor authentication, unless they take over your phone number. Or however it is you do two-factor. I actually use Authy to do two-factor authentication, so. But Google have one as well, Google Authenticator. Smurf says that rename is stupid and Adobe is stupid. I 100% agree, Smurfberry. Abigail says, good to know. Looking at the Steam page and was like, the user interface looks like Alchemist, but what's the name? Yep, 3D Sampler is what used to be called Substance Alchemist. It's the same program, exactly the same. Interface hasn't changed, it's all identical. It's just got a different name. Snuffy Girl says to Smurf, not anymore, they changed the name. Euro says to Smurf, you agree? Snuffy Girl says, yeah, 100% agree. It just confuses the heck out of us by a name change. At least they didn't change the interface, so that's the important thing, because I mean, that really pushes my buttons. When these companies change the interface of software you've been using for years. That's a no-no. Don't do it. Euro agrees. Smurfberry says, plus they could have had alteration. Adobe Alchemist has a better ring to it. I agree. I think Adobe Alchemist sounds much better than Adobe 3D Sampler. Sniper Girl agrees. Zero says to Android Lost, yeah, it's MITM, JavaScript cookie stealing type attack that they have your... the only option then is to run and change your login credentials. They're cunning, aren't they? These hackers, they're cunning. Hero says, Substance Alchemist sounds best of all, but then I detest Adobe. Don't we all? But we all have to use their software. Well, we don't have to, but I do use their software, and a lot of the studios I've done work for have used their software, so I have no choice but to use their software. I do like their software. I'm not bagging, the software. I just don't like the way Adobe operates. I don't like the way Autodesk operates though either. And so all of these big companies, your PR is pretty bad. Sniper Girl says, did you just say that companies shouldn't change interface? Well, except for that ZBrush, especially if it's been that way for years. So what about ZBrush? Except ZBrush. I would make an exception for ZBrush because the interface has been horrible to begin with. So my point being, don't change a good interface just because you can. But if you've got a really rubbish interface like ZBrush, for God's sake, please change it. Please change it. Let's hope Maxon, now that they own Pixologic, will change that interface because it's dreadful. It's been always dreadful from day dot. As soon as the program was released, it's been horrible. You know how much I bitch about that interface. Man, I hate it. I hate it. Absolutely hate it. That's why I try and avoid using ZBrush as much as possible. Even though I like the software, I just don't like the interface. Android Lust says, that's what I've read. Euro? Yeah, well, it's terrible. They steal the cookie. Euro says, I don't. I purged it from my computers. I have two-factor authentication on my Discord. I had to because of the large community servers I'm in. Yeah, always, if you're given the option to turn two-factor on, make sure you turn it on and use it. It makes it much more difficult for these cyber hackers to actually take over your account. See, and what they do is they take over one of your accounts and then they use that to actually take over all your other accounts. So you've got to be really careful. Sniper Girl says, but you said companies shouldn't change their interface, especially after it's been that way for years. People are used to it. I will make an exception for ZBrush because, again, it's been a horrible interface from the beginning. So it's not like you're changing something that's good. You're changing something that's absolute rubbish. Users will love you for it. Trust me. Well, yeah, normal users anyway. Oh, I'm going to get some hate on the YouTube. How dare you bag ZBrush? You know how people are. This is why we don't play favourites with 3D software, because it's stupid. You use what you like and you use what you can afford, and that's the end of the story. It's like the NVIDIA AMD thing. I mean, come on. Or the Intel AMD thing. Just buy what's the best for you and buy what you want. Don't become all fanboy or fangirl. It's such a stupid argument. Android Lost says, if they change the ZBrush user interface, I'd cry. I know a lot of you guys that use ZBrush will probably cry. And you do like probably the way ZBrush is laid out, but I don't. Nerf says, yeah, but it sucks. And I agree. Euro says, if they man in the middle, that's what it, MITO, man in the middle, and steal your cookies. Two-factor is pretty useless, since those cookie tokens are already authorized. I don't know how they do this man in the middle thing, but if it's something that Discord should be tightening up, then Discord should be doing it. I mean, come on, Discord, you're a big company. There's no reason for you to have any security holes in your software or your servers. So get your act together, Discord. But again, I'm not really sure how they do this man in the middle attack, so maybe I'm bagging Discord for no reason. In which case, bad Phil. Bad Phil. Android Lust says it does, but it reminds me of my life. A mess. Oh no, that's no good. Oh, your life is not a mess, I'm sure, Android Lust, and you know we all love you. And we're all here for you. Yura says it can be injected into any website, just don't click malicious links. Oh, okay, so they put a malicious link on a Discord server as a post, which when you click on is like the man in the middle attack then where they steal the cookie. Okay, I get it. Discord are going to have to do something about it regardless. They're going to have to try and start, I don't know what they can do about it, but they're going to have to try and do something because it's not getting better, it's getting worse. Andrew Dust says, I'm mostly joking about being a mess. Well, not ZBrush's user interface. Oh, good. But yeah, Discord, come on Discord, you're going to have to do something, you really are. Now, this is the hallway which we are nearly finished. All I've done since you guys saw me last week was I've just added a dirt layer to this dome, which we will set up in a material in Unreal Engine when we bring it in. And I also took a couple of these pieces into Mari, just to dirty up the bases and different bits and pieces. So that piece there, this piece here, just so that it blends in a little bit better with the floor. What have you posted, Sniper Girl, in Discord? Discord security is worse than you know. Recommend watching this later. I will watch that. It's titled The Malware Infestation of Discord. Yep, I'll check that out after the stream. Come on, Discord, do something about that. So yeah, what I think I might do here is one, I think we still have to just add a window, which is just going to be a rectangle. We have to texture up the dirt, and Phil's lost. There we go. No, too much. There we go. And we have to texture up this small section of floor here. I forgot about that because it's hidden over in the corner. But aside from that, I don't think there's anything else we need to texture up. So I just want to bring this in so I can dirty up the underside here. Create a rectangle for the window. We need to work out, actually I think I'm just going to use a plain dirty glass texture for that and texture up that section of floor. And then I think we're good. And then we're going to jump into finishing the ruined church pieces. We've only got a few left to do. Then we can jump into Unreal. So let's start, I guess, let's start by just doing this. Now all I want to do with this piece here is I just want to add a bit of dirt between that and this because it just looks a bit too clean. Like we've got dirt happening everywhere else, and we do have some dirt on here. But I just think it might be better if we dirty it up a little bit more. So let's do that. We'll do that in Mari. And now, because I've already brought this into Mari to do some texturing on the base and around the lip here, I can just open the project. So it should be quite straightforward, he says. Things are never straightforward. Oh, and tell me too, guys, if there are any problems with any audio or any glitches in the stream, because I tell you, it's been a morning for me. OBS decided to push out an update today that was a required update if you wanted to stream on Twitch. Well, required as in, unless you wanted to do it manually, enter your Steam key manually in OBS, which I don't, because OBS have a function where you can link your Twitch account to OBS. But because Twitch are depreciating the API below version 5, because they've just released version 5 of their API, and because anything below the latest version of OBS software won't work with version 5 of the API of Twitch. I was forced to update my OBS software. And I always get really paranoid when I do that, because you never know what bugs are going to be introduced. Because, like I said, OBS pushed out an update to the software today or yesterday, which fixed a serious bug that they released like last week or the week before when they did the update, the first update, where people's computers were freezing and crashing. My computer hasn't crashed so far, so that's good. Everything seems to be working normally, so that's good. But just let me know if there are any problems with the audio, if the stream freezes or anything like that. Jump into chat and tell me. Because I had to update it, otherwise, yeah, I couldn't link my Twitch account to my OBS account. So. What are we saying here? Edward says, to be honest, a good friend of mine had his Discord hacked pretty bad last year. Not quite sure how, but they brought like $1,000 worth of Discord Nitro using his account. Seriously, I didn't know you could link. I guess you can if you want to buy boosts and stuff. Yeah, I was going to say I didn't think you could link like a credit card or anything, or PayPal or anything to Discord, but because I don't do it, but obviously you have to, because you can buy this stuff on Discord now. Holy crappers, Sniper Girl says, geez, that's terrible. Hopefully his bank will refund him. They're generally pretty good. It might take a while, but they're generally pretty good. Euro says it's required because Twitch retired the version 5 API. Up there you go. I thought they brought in the version 5, but they retired version 5, so they must be at version 6 now. So yeah, I was forced to update OBS. And like I said, I don't generally like doing that right before a stream. But I got a pop-up when I opened OBS this morning saying you must update OBS, otherwise you can't connect your Twitch account to OBS starting today. I wish I got a bit more notice about it, but maybe I just wasn't looking at the right places on the internet to find the notice. I think they posted on their Twitter, actually, in all fairness. OBS did. I just don't follow. I follow their Twitter account, but I don't look at their Twitter account very often. Because once OBS works, I usually ignore it. I just want it to work. So yeah, it was because they updated the API. I knew that. Sniper Girl says, now that you're mentioning it, there's a glitch on the stream. There's an old guy talking in the corner. Can you find a way to fix that? I can do that for you right now. There we go. That old guy's gone, just for you, Sniper Girl. And now he's back. Euro says, it's been known, and you're going to get a slap in a minute too. Euro says, it's been known about for over a year, but OBS could only push it when Twitch killed the old API. Fair enough, but my bit of a gripe, I didn't update to OBS version 27, I was on version 26. 27 is the latest version, 27.2.1. When OBS pushed out update 27.2.0, that caused people's computers to crash, to blue screen, to reset. So I refused to update to it from version 26. And then they had to, and I read the blog post from the guy who is in charge of OBS, doing OBS. I can't remember his name. My apologies, whoever you are. He wrote a long piece saying how he was up for 2 days straight trying to fix this crashing problem because he knew that the Twitch API was upgrading and the old versions weren't going to work of OBS. And so yeah, I didn't update because their update caused computers to reset, to crash and blue screen. So that stopped me from updating to version 27. Then Twitch's API switching to version 6 and depreciating the older versions of the API meant older OBS versions weren't going to work. So this poor guy had to spend 2 sleepless nights trying to work out why OBS was crashing. It had something to do with Chromium, I think. So, because they recently updated Chromium to version 95. They were using version 75 or something, I think, so a version that was like a year and a half old in previous versions of OBS, so, but that caused issues. Something to do with dependencies in Chromium causing issues. We all know about those dependencies, those software dependencies. They're a nightmare. Which is why people don't generally update unless they really, really have to, because it can always introduce terrible bugs and problems and God knows what. which is why I still use Visual Studio 2017, even though that's been depreciated, because I just don't want the headache of having to update and having something break. But I'm going to be forced to soon. Just like I was with OBS this morning, right before the stream. I did make a backup though of my operating system, so if anything went wrong, I could reinstall the backup and get back to version 26. But so far, everything seems all right. No issues. I'm not dropping any frames or anything like that, so fingers crossed. Android Lost says he said it was a nightmare, but his bank patched it up. Oh, good. Yeah, generally the banks are pretty good about that sort of thing. It might just take the bank a little while though. Like I know with my bank, it can take up to 30 to 60 days to get your money back, but you do get it back. Generally, it's within 30 days, but sometimes it can take longer, depending on your bank. Sniper Girl says to Android Dust, that's good to know. Did he have to pay that 1K? Android Dust says nope, and that's good, as she says. Yura says, yeah, that's why I have two-factor authentication on my PayPal, and I never directly link my account to apps. I don't either. If I buy anything from, say, let's use Epic as an example, from Epic, from their marketplace, from their store, you must be careful I use PayPal for that. But what happens is Epic then link directly into your PayPal account again. So there is a section in PayPal, which I have to do every time I buy something from Epic. I can't remember if it's called subscriptions or something. It might be called subscriptions. I don't know why it's called subscriptions, but anyway. I go to that section on my PayPal account and unlink the authorization from Epic Games every time I make a purchase because it automatically does it. I wish Epic didn't do that. I think that's like a lot of businesses do it. Epic are not unique, but I don't like it. Don't do it. If you can avoid it, Epic, don't do it. Don't sort of link my PayPal to your servers without me really knowing, because you don't know. When you make a purchase, you don't know. It's only when you go to this subscriptions part of PayPal that you can see any company that's tried to link your PayPal account to their server. And I always unsubscribe it, unlink it. So be careful. And yeah, again, and with my credit cards, I actually have a separate credit card, which is a reloadable Visa card. So I have 3 credit cards. Normal credit cards, and but I also have one which is reloadable, so it's one that you can sort of reload with currency every time you want to purchase something, so it's not linked to any of my bank accounts, and that's the one I generally use for online purchases. So yeah, I don't generally link my normal credit cards to anything online. I use this one this credit card I can reload, not linked to my accounts at all. Andrew Loss says, I should say it was $1,000 worth of Discord Nitro gifts. Man. Here it says, Jim, Sniper Girl says, just over 5,000 points. Bet you're happy. I checked that video out. Oh yeah, I'm so looking forward to playing that game. Did you happen to watch the nightmare that is the game? I did watch it, and it is a nightmare, and it just made me sick. As shown by my emote. It was awful. It looks terrible. And I'm not looking forward to playing it, but anyway. I will do it. I put that reward for viewers there and I will do it. Well, I have no choice. I have to do it. I'm just looking for the top. There we go. So yeah, we're just going to add a dirt layer around the top of this. So let's find a dirt layer and let's see what this one's like. Oops, that's the one I want. I'm just going to add another layer here, so if we don't like it we can easily remove it. We'll work on that layer. Let me position this. How do I want this? No, too much. I want the dirt more on the outer edge than on the inner circle because I'm not going to see the inside of this. It's mainly the edges that I'm concerned with. So We just have to make sure we get this completely covered. I'm just not sure I like this texture actually. Let's see if we can't find something a bit better. I mean, I chose this one because it's easy for me to add the dirt layer, because I don't have to rotate the model, because it's a circle. But I don't know if I like that texture so much. Oh, Jim is the OBS guy. Okay, you couldn't remember his name. Sorry. Yep, Jim. Yep. I love this. Look, I love OBS. It's free. It's good. I generally don't have any problems with it. I was, like I said, wary because of the reports people were having of the software completely crashing their machine, which is never good. Any software that blue screens or resets your machine is not good. So I didn't update because of that. But this update that was released yesterday, I'm not sure exactly when, it's fresh off the press. There's 27.2.1. He says he fixed it, so he found the problem and fixed it. Let's hope so. Because if OBS blue screens my machine, I won't be happy. Plus I was reading, I do read the OBS forum to see what people are saying about new versions. And there were people saying that it was freezing their stream or their recordings weren't working, and you're always going to get some people that just don't know how to use a PC or a piece of software that are going to complain on a forum. So always be wary about complaints on forums, because a lot of time it's user error. I mean, yeah, people sort of something doesn't work and they think it's the software's fault, so they're straight on the forum to complain without trying to do any troubleshooting themselves. So always be wary about people complaining. But NVIDIA drivers are a good example of that actually. Every time NVIDIA release a new graphics driver, every time you get people getting on the NVIDIA forum or on the Guru 3D forum saying, oh, it's terrible, my games are back to 3 frames a second, or it's overheating my GPU, or it made my fan stop working, or my computer caught fire, or God knows what. Every time, you're always going to get people complain. I mean, I feel a bit sorry for some of these software companies because they can't win. In Epic Games, on their forum, you get people complaining all the time. Now, sometimes those complaints are valid, but a lot of times they just user error. So I don't know. Either their computer hardware is faulty or it's user error, generally. Snappy Girl says, was it on a series called Worst MMORPG? So yeah, it's a bad and grindy mess. I just the male friend of the girl at the beginning, the way the dialogue, it was so cringeworthy. It was just the dialogue was cringeworthy, let alone the graphics and the gameplay. It was just awful. It's just awful, and you're going to force me to play it. You are so cruel. Snappy Girl says the fact it's a girly game with ponies is just a bonus. Euro says I'm going to wait before installing any new NVIDIA drivers for their security audit after they got hacked. I know. They did get hacked. But I did hear a rumor that they hacked them back and NVIDIA put ransomware on the hacker's computer. And I think the hackers have actually confirmed that. But apparently the hackers made a backup copy of the data before NVIDIA were able to infect their machine. But I thought that was very interesting of a company like NVIDIA to do something like that. I'm not sure what they got. Apparently they got some proprietary data from NVIDIA, and that proprietary stuff, companies guard that with their life. That's their bread and butter. So hopefully it doesn't cause too many problems for NVIDIA. Sniper Girl says, yeah, that's understandable, because apparently according to the hackers anyway, part of the information was how to disable the block for mining Bitcoin that NVIDIA put into their drivers. There's some code or something they've come across that they can use that to disable this mining block. LHR thingy. Who wants to mine Bitcoin anyway? It's a scam and it's on the way down. Just like NFTs. For God's sake, people, do not get involved with NFTs. That's another huge scam. You know, I don't know what's going on in the world, but with these scams that keep happening and keep being invented and created and pushed on the public, but for God's sake, avoid NFTs as well. And particularly for you guys, because I know you're artists, so that's how it's being pushed. It's being pushed at artists to earn revenue on their art. It's a scam. Don't get involved in it. Yuri says, sorry, Snappy Girl says, you gave us the tools, we're going to have fun and play. I know I did. It was my fault. I can take those tools away at any time, though. Remember that. Euro says, that disable mining block thing is a Trojan malware. Oh, I saw it on some tech news website yesterday. Ah, okay. Well, I haven't looked into it because I don't have an LHR video card anyway. And I don't mind Bitcoin, so I don't care. Oh, okay. So it's a Trojan. It's malware Trojan. Right. That makes sense. They are hackers after all, so they would be trying to get you to install their malware, wouldn't they? Hardly surprising. No. Maybe. Unless I can find something better. Nope. 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 Andrew Doss says, my biggest issue with NFTs is that a lot of them are visually unappealing. That's part of the scam. Throw any old rubbish up and sell it as an NFT and hope there's some sucker that'll pay money for it. I've seen some of the artwork that they're trying to flog with the NFTs and it is disgusting. I'm sorry, but it's just crap. It's something a 2-year-old could throw together in Photoshop in 2 minutes. It's just rubbish. Yuri says they're just JPEGs, literally paying for coloured pixels. Absolute insanity. It is. Absolute insanity. It's a scam. Smurpery says, here's some ugly garbage, give me money. That's right. And lo, the rubes give them money. Do they though? I remember seeing a YouTube, I didn't watch it, but in my YouTube feed, some video about, I think it was Logan Paul. You know, that YouTube guy is being taken to court because apparently YouTube is being paid to promote NFTs. And companies are buying their own NFTs to inflate the prices of them to make it seem as if you can get a huge amount of money if you make an NFT, if you're an artist and you make an NFT. It's a scam. It's all a scam. It's insider trading. It's companies buying their own NFTs to make it appear as if people are spending huge amounts of money on crap. It's YouTubers and influencers promoting NFTs to their audience, and yeah, so just avoid the whole thing. It's rubbish. It's a scam. I don't know. People are stupid. I'm sorry, but some people are stupid. It's just stupid. It's the only thing I can put it down to. Some people are just stupid. I should be careful though. I don't want to insult half the world, but anyway. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this texture into Photoshop. I mean, I like the texture. It's just a bit too low resolution and I need to invert it. So I can do it in Mari by throwing an invert on, but because I want to make it higher resolution, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this in. So this is tile 01 heavy. I'm going to take it into Photoshop. Snappergirl says, I honestly disagree with you on NFTs. It's a scam for those that buy it. But if you can somehow convince you that your art is worth millions of dollars and it sells, you still get that money. Yeah, but my point being, most of the reason that these NFTs are going, the price of them is through the roof for a piece of crap that people are buying. It's not because it's real people buying it. It's intertrading. It's companies buying their own stuff, or I'm not suggesting that people aren't making some money on it. But generally, you have to be very wary about any prices you see on NFTs selling for, because it's generally all a scam. It's a scam, guys. Just don't get involved in it. Hey, but you're all adults. You do what you want. You want to get involved with NFTs? Go for it. Far be it from me to warn you all. Hi. No, that's not the one. Aged and stressed, is that the one? Yes, this is the one. No, that's not the one either. Oh, come on. Dirt and graffiti, this is the one. Man. This is the one I want. I'm going to start by doing an invert. And I'm going to send it to gigapixel because I want to increase the resolution. It's not high enough. And we're going to make it 4 times bigger. Again, Gigapixel, I don't know if you guys are aware, you probably are. It's software that using AI that can increase the... seems to be having a problem with this one though. Increase the resolution of a texture. I might open Gigapixel up separately. It might be having a problem. Looks like it is. Generally it's fine. Let's save this to the desktop. We'll keep it as a JPEG, that's fine. I'm only using it as a grunge texture map, so let's open up Gigapixel outside of Photoshop. That's looking better. Now we can see it. It's regenerating it because I zoomed out. Okay, let's save the image. That should all be fine. Snipey Girl says if people are dumb enough to pay a ton of money on NFT, then it's on them. Well, that's true, but I'm trying to warn you guys off of doing it. Please don't do it. Please don't do it. I'm just going to rename this. Oh, I hit the wrong button. That's the one I want. I'm going to call it my... I call it my grunge because I know that it means that I've made an alteration to the original image. My grunge 01, that'll do. And I'm going to copy it into the textures folder we were just in. Not models, textures. Dirt and graffiti. Not interface, map side. There we go. Back into Mari. Now I have a feeling I'm going to have to add import textures. Dirt and graffiti. My grunge. And let's bring that one in. Good. So this is a lot higher resolution than the other one. Okay, we might have to do it in sections, so let's start here. Paint it down. And I mainly want it just around the edges. I should have put a mask on. I'm hoping it's not bleeding through to the other side of to the sides of the model. We'll find out in 2 seconds. I'm just going to bake that down. And let's see if it's bleeding. No, it's not bleeding, so that's good. We're just going to move our texture as we go. Let's rotate our texture. If Phil can remember the button. It's been a while. Here we go. Again, remember, we're only ever going to be seeing the edge of this in the game. The middle of it's covered by the fountain. Smurf says donking. Snappy Girl says, yep, 2 hours later. What? Are you talking about me actually starting to do some work? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're implying, people? Smurf says, talking about the program being slow. Oh, yeah. You saw that it was fine once we opened it outside of Photoshop. Sometimes I've noticed the plugin, which when you purchase the software, the Gigapixel software, it comes with a plugin that you can install in Photoshop. I have noticed sometimes with the plugin that the program can have issues. So that's only sometimes, but if that's the case, you just open the program up outside of Photoshop and generally it's fine. Okay, let us look at our mixing now. And again, I'm just going to check to make sure I didn't get any bleed happening. No, it's all good. All right, let's change our mixing. Nope. That's not really what I want. Probably a multiply, and we'll pull it right back. do want it to be quite dark under there because it's going under this lip here, so let's export this and have a look at it. We're going to save it as Painted 3. Yeah, let's export it. That's Painted 3. Yes, I want to overwrite. Let's jump back into Max. And let's just have a bit of a look here. It's difficult to see in this room because everything gets in the way, but yeah, I just wanted to sort of like, it didn't look quite right that there was no dirt under there, because you get a lot of dirt building up in this little groove here between this lip and this lip. I might just jump back here. Seeing if there are any procedurals that might be interesting to add.
Let's get to work.
No, I'm not really seeing anything that I think would be suitable. Let me just isolate these so we can see them a little bit better. That should be fine. Okay, let's just save our project in Mari and move on to doing that small floor section.
Well, if you're wondering what's happened, so am I. The computer that we have running our news from time to time took off and went wild, so what we're going to do is start over from the top.
Oh, well, it does math method. Make It 3D says it looks like shit start over. Thank you so much, Make It 3D. I hope you had a good weekend, buddy. Smith says rest in peace. You get a slap for that, actually. How rude. So I should expect that from you. That's for you, Make It 3D, and a preemptive one for Sniper Girl as well. Sniper Girl says, what do you guys think about the Batman movie trailer? I haven't seen it either, as Make It 3D says. Sniper Girl says it's out, I think, Friday. Oh, do you think it'll be any good? I'm sure they'll do a good job. I'm sure the effects will be good. Sniper Echo! Hey, Sniper, it's good to see you, buddy. Sorry it took me a while to notice you. What'd you miss? But you missed me, and I get a slap back. Thank you so much. Who slapped me? Who was that? Was that Sniper Girl? Of course it was Sniper Girl. No, we're just you missed me bagging NFTs and telling you guys it's a scam and not to get involved with NFTs. Just like the Bitcoin, don't get involved with Bitcoin or NFTs. Sniper Girl says Phil's just started doing 3D work not too long ago. Well, I had to give you guys warnings about about NFTs. We had to talk about that because I don't want you guys to be involved in a scam. So. Make it 3D says bring it. Sniper Echo says holy crap, I said hey and got started. That wasn't for you, Sniper Echo, that was for Make It 3D and for Sniper Girl as well, because she deserves it. Sniper Girl says will always slap back. Hey Sniper, Smurf says you know what you did. That's right, you know what you did. Thanks again, Sniper Echo, for being on top of what happened in the Discord. And again, I had to ban a user from Discord last week or the week before for posting really foul language in the Discord server in messages. I hope. I'm a bit worried now because I saw the messages and I thought, wow, why are you behaving like this? And so I banned the account. But now I'm thinking maybe the account was hacked. So it wasn't the original Buildo user that was posting these horrid messages, it was someone else. So if that's the case and I banned your account and you've got your account back, contact me and I'll reinstate your account. But I will bring the ban hammer down very quickly if people misbehave in Discord or on Twitch. And I expect my mods to behave the same way. So if anyone is misbehaving, bring down that ban hammer. Still no Discord for Android Lust though. Yeah, I mean, you did the right thing. Android Lust did the right thing contacting you, and you did the right thing just kicking the account, not banning the account. I did the wrong thing a few weeks ago. Like I said, we actually banned this account, but because I didn't think at the time, or perhaps the account got hacked. So that's why I'm saying now to that user, the Phil Does 3D Discord user, if they ever see the video here, contact me, and if you've got your account back, I will reinstate it. So I think, yeah, the only thing we've got left to texture up now is this small section of floor. And we have to decide how we're going to texture it. So we have like a ceramic going on in the middle for the floor. And we have like a ceramic, I think, going on, yeah, out here. So we need, I guess, some sort of tile texture for here to blend between the two. So let's export this. This is hallway small floor. Nouveau entry. Exports, I guess. Yeah. And garden hallway small floor, which probably is already there. Yeah. You can replace it. I just want to check the UV mapping on this. It was just a box, I think, from memory when we made it. So I might just, yeah, let's just adjust the UVs. I won't bother going into Horizon for a box. That's a bit of overkill, I think. We're just going to break the top. We're going to take everything else that we're never going to see and scale it right down. Put it up there in the corner. And I'm just going to scale this one down just a bit. And put it right there. Okay, Now we should be good. Let's re-export it again. And again, I'm using the new OBS, so any problems with the audio or the video, let me know in chat, guys, okay? And so far my machine has not crashed, so hopefully they did fix that problem in OBS. Alright, let's jump into Painter and create a new project. 2K will be fine for that section of floor. It'll go down to 1K in the engine anyway. Hallway, exports. Small floor. Let's break out the map. Rename the material, underscore text. Sniper says, Phil, the account you banned wasn't Android Lust. No, it wasn't Android Lust. I'll tell you who it was. So if the person is watching or watches this on YouTube and thinks what's going on, like it's in the bot logs. I'm just having a look. It was Dirk's account, Dirk4711. So at Dirk. So Dirk, if your account was hacked and it wasn't you that posted those horrid messages, let me know and I'll reinstate your account. Sniper Echo says, I'm tracking it through another server. Oh, okay. Android Lost, from what I can see from the other server, it hasn't done much. Smurf says, I'm unfamiliar with a Dirk. Yeah, no, I remember him joining, because I remember his icon graphic was interesting. Well, I won't say it was attractive, it was interesting. And yeah, but he did join a while ago, like maybe 6 or 7 months ago. He joined the Discord server, which was what surprised me when these horrid messages started being posted. I thought, why are you saying things like that? It wasn't, from what I can tell, directed at anyone in specific either. They were just generally hate-filled, profane messages in general. So yeah, not directed at anyone, but still, there's no swearing allowed in Discord. And the bot actually caught the message, so you guys wouldn't have even seen the message in the Discord server because they all get caught by the Dino bot before it actually even gets posted. Even you mods, you probably wouldn't have seen it. But I see it in my bot log, and when I saw it in the bot log, I thought, oh no, you're not going to be posting anything more like that. Sniper Girl says, same. Android Dust says, I'm sure my account wasn't sending anything hateful. No. Yeah, it wasn't your account, Android Dust. It was Dirk's account. So Dirk, again, if you want to rejoin the server and you have your account back, let me know. Now we need to find some sort of tile for this. So what do we got? Let's see. Let's have a look. I hope Hellforge is doing well. I'm sure he is, with his new job at the game studio. I miss him not telling me to drink coffee. Abigail says to Android Lust, how could you say all these bad things? Like, oh my god. It wasn't Android Lust's account saying the bad things. It was Dirk's account. And I'm not even going to sort of like tell you what he was saying, what whoever was in the account was saying. They were just generally profane, nasty, awful things that most trolls say in forums. You know what they're like. They can't help themselves. It's because people are anonymous online. That's why they think they can say horrible things, by the way. They wouldn't say them in real life, but because it's you get that anonymity being online, they think they can say whatever they want. It encourages them to say whatever they want. Trolls. I don't know if you guys saw that episode of South Park where they talked about trolling, where they did a whole sort of like episode or 2 or 3 on trolling. It's you know, once people think they're going to be sort of found out as to who they actually are, then they stop trolling. But yeah, it's only because it's anonymous that they do it to begin with. Andrew Lust says, a friend of mine screen capped the messages my account was sending out. I told everyone I could to just ignore it. Andrew Lust says, I would be mortified if my account was saying hateful stuff, trying to ruin my image. Yeah, and again, it surprised me when I saw the account saying all those things. But looking back on it, and I just assumed it was Dirk doing it. I shouldn't have been so quick to judge, but still, I had to do something with the account, even if it was by somebody taking it over. I can't have messages like that appearing. And like I said, thankfully, I have my Fildo bot and a Dino bot, 2 different bots actually, that monitor Discord, and it caught any, and it will catch any swearing. It'll catch anything that you capitalize too much. I think Sniper Girl might have been caught once or twice before, or Smurf, because you've written something all in capitals, and it won't displace that either. Sniper Echo says, "No, you have to act as." Yeah, you do. You don't want people. You don't. Number one, you don't want your account hacked, and number two, if you run a server, you don't want horrible people posting horrible things for other people to read. Now, what are we going to do? What sort of tile do I want for this section? We could go with something really boring. No, I've used that in the building. I don't want to use that again. Oh, the same with this one. I use this one. I use this actually. We could use this because this is actually used on those deco pieces, the terrace pieces out in the main entryway. Like as you get to the manor house, we have those raised terraces. I use this for that. So we could use this again because it might help to blend all the different pieces together a bit, make it look consistent. So I won't delete that. I'll keep it there, but we'll keep looking to see if we can't come up with something better or something else. And being black and white, it tends to blend with anything anyway. You just have to, yeah, because we've got tiles on this side of it and tiles in the main building on this hallway on this side of it. So if we go with something that has a colour, we've got to make sure it blends between those 2 tiles, which will be more difficult. I thought I actually created a tile in Sampler, Alchemist. Let's just call it Alchemist because that's what I'm used to, but it's 3D Sampler. I thought I created a tile. Not that I think it's going to probably might be useful here, but it may be. I actually created it for somewhere else. It was never meant to be used here. Come on, you can do it. There we go. No, this is damaged cement. That's not what I wanted. We could also go with something like this, which is one that I created that has a dirt pattern in it as well. Might be better. Just want to see what this one is. No, I don't want that. What about this one? No, I don't want that. We use that in the building. You see, now this one is interesting, but way too busy for that section of the floor. I can't remember if I actually used that anywhere. Maybe on one of the tables. Yeah. I made it so long ago I can't remember where I used it. This is the one we're using in the main room. These are the ones we created for the terrace, which we're going to be using in the third landscape, so I don't really want to use them here. I mean, they're nice textures, but yeah. What's this one? No. This is another one I used, I think, in the bathroom. This one's under the bathtub. Don't think I used this one, no. I'm just looking at it because it's an interesting texture, but again, I think it'll make it a bit too busy for that section of floor. I shouldn't call them textures, they're actually materials though. Interesting material. It's a bit boring. We could, but again, it's a very boring texture. Material, a very boring material. Bad, Phil. Bad. Yeah, where did I use this? I'm trying to remember why I created this material and where I used it. Where did I use it? I can't remember. It wouldn't have been one I created for the inside of the building because there's too much dirt on it for that. I must have used it outside somewhere, but I can't recall.
Take it from me, I've learned my lesson. She gave everything, she was such a blessing, but from day to day, she would change her ways. Give me her love, then she'd take it away.
No, I don't like that. Nope. 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 Definitely not. Definitely not. I like that, but we use this in the kitchen. So we can't really use it out here. We may stick to what we've got there, I think. We could go with something like this if we wanted to. It's really meant more for a wall. But if we made them bigger, we could use them for a floor. Let me just get rid of the layer below it. I want to get rid of that one completely. We could change the colour. I just like the fact that this one's more interesting. It has the pieces of the tile that are broken. Joint width. Bring them in a bit. Joint height. Broken tiles. Let's bring in a few more broken tiles, I guess. And that's for the colour. Maybe too many broken tiles. Let's reduce it a little bit. Yes, and as for the colour, so we're going from a very colourful tile, mainly with blues. We have a yellow, a gold, but I don't want too much. I don't want yellow because there's going to be too much goldy yellow happening here. But we could pick up on a blue, or we could pick up on a green, and between that and this one. So again, we could go with a blue or a green. Not this insipid green colour though. Let's look at a blue. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to duplicate the layer. And on this copy, we're just going to again darken up the tile. And we're going to do what we normally do and go into our material masks, newest surface worn blend, just so it looks a little bit more aged. We're going to throw a dirt layer down as well. So let's go into smart materials, do a search for dirt.
I know you feel alone.
And
Your heart is heavy,
I've got a dirt overlay.
sometimes you need someone to make you think that better things will come. I may not always be there every day, but I'll try to be the one who helps you feel okay.
I might just pull it back a little bit. We don't want too much dirt. Just a bit here and there.
I'll try.
That should be good enough. Let's save this. And this is garden hallway, small floor. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you?
Do you want to be more? But emptiness can make
Garden
you feel
hallway, small floor. Let's explore the textures.
I'll make it feel like you've not felt before.
Where did I put the textures? Did I put them in the textures folder? I'm assuming so. Let me just double check, because I can't remember.
Be the one who makes things less mundane. I'll try.
I don't think that is the right folder.
I'll try.
No, I put it in the exports folder. And export. And save. And let's jump into Max. Create a new material. What is this? Oh, let's see. Dirt. Okay. Exports. Garden hallway. Be this one here, I believe. Small floor. What's this? That's the roughness. Okay. All right. We could have gone a little darker on the blue if we wanted to, but I think it's all right. Remember, we're not seeing the normal or anything here because it's not a PBR material, so it will look, it'll have 3D depth once we get it into Unreal. But I think that should be okay. The only thing left for me to texture up, I think, is the dirt. I guess we should do that. How do I want to do that? I'm just not sure if I need to go into, well, we could take it into Painter. It's probably just as easy to do that in Photoshop, but as Painter is already open, let's do it in Painter. So this is garden hallway soil. Yeah. Let me just check the UV map on this. Yeah, UV map is not right. So let's do that. Again, we're going to select the top. Break. And let's just move that out of the way. and do a flatten mapping. And let's move this back. Okay. Again, we'll leave it at 2K. It'll knock it back to 1K in the engine. Where is it? Soil, garden hallway, soil. Snappy Girl says, so when you play that one game, will you be cursing the entire... I don't curse, so I try not to anyway. I do, but I'm always, like I said, disappointed in myself when I do. So I will try not to curse. I'm not going to be enjoying it though, I can tell you that. But I won't install it until you actually get the points, and we'll... Part of the stream will be me installing it, and that's so I can stall for it. I don't have to play it as long as I can play it for as little time as possible. So part of playing it will be installing it. Not that it will take long to install from Steam anyway. My internet connection's pretty fast. Okay, so let's see, what do we got here? Go into materials, we want to search for ground, I think. Construction rubble. That's cheating? That's Maverick said. Happy Girl says, no, that's cheating. I'll let you know that next day I'll be redeeming the points. I want the entire stream the torture. I shouldn't have told you, and then I could have just done it and you wouldn't have had any say in the matter, would you? I certainly don't have it installed yet, I can tell you that. Yeah, I've got a gigabyte internet connection. It'll download in next to no time anyway. Unfortunately. Snappy Girl says, oh no, I'd let you know the day in advance. Don't worry, was originally planning that. Oh, so you were onto my little plan already, were you? You were going to let me know ahead of time. What else we got? What else we got? Not that one. What else we got? I'll leave that there, but I don't know if I like it. What else we got? We're going to be, we'll do a blend between some of these. So that's why I'm looking for a few. What else we got? Possibly that one. I don't mind that one. Not that one. Come on, you can do it. Possibly that one. Possibly that one. That's enough, I think. I've got so many different soils and stuff going on here. Let's just go through them quickly. So we have that one. We have that one. We have that one. Oh, let's turn these off so I can see them properly. Okay, we got that one. We got that one. We got the needles, which I don't actually like, so let's get rid of that one. Again, I don't really like that one, so let's get rid of that one. That's not too bad. Look, it's okay, but it has a bit more grass in it than I'd like for a garden bed. So probably not that one. That one's okay, but let's get rid of this one. So now we have plain dirt 2, dirt 3, and dirt 4. I think we probably don't need either of these two, so let's just turn them off. And we could probably do a blend between that one and this one. Sniper Girl says, hell yeah, and wasn't going to let you do it either. Sniper Girl says, is Blender 3D worth learning? There's a hard surface artist that I love watching on YouTube that made the switch from Max to Blender a while ago. Been debating if I should give it another go. Mega 3D says, Blender is worth it now. It took a long time to get there. I'm learning it myself. Look, why not? It can't hurt. I would never switch from Max to Blender personally, just because I've been a Max user for over a decade, a long time. I stick with what I know. I have played with Blender. I have the portable version on my hard drive, so the version you can run without actually installing it, which is really cool, that you can run 3D software like Blender without actually doing an installation. So I do have it. I do occasionally play with it. But why not? Yeah, learn it. Sure. Yeah, because a lot of investment's gone into Blender, so it has gotten a lot better. Not that there was ever anything really wrong with that. And it's completely free, guys, so if you don't want to spend any money doing 3D, download a copy of Blender. Sniper Girl says, so you'd recommend giving it a try. Sniper Girl says, the reason I'm looking at Blender is Maya is dated in its destructive workflow, and Autodesk will not update fix it. Sniper Echo says, Blender, what's that now? Yura says, just don't turn into a white knight. What do you mean? Mega 3D says, yeah, but be prepared to be without a few things you might have become used to. I've decided to spend the next year learning it so I can abandon Max. No, don't abandon Max. Well, you can, but I'm not going to. Although Blender is very good. And like I said, I do have the portable version on my hard drive, so I do play with Blender occasionally. But I don't generally work in Blender. Sniper Echo says the UE5. Smurf says, yeah, Maya is never getting a good non-destructive workflow. Non-destructive workflow. Still can't read. Yuri says, when someone thinks other software is inferior. Oh, White Knight. Okay, yeah. We don't play favorites with 3D software. They're all very good. Again, I'm just making sure everything's running on OBS over here and nothing's crashed. It all looks good. Yeah, we don't play favorites. All 3D software is good. And Blender is free. I mean, you can't get better than free. So I would encourage everyone to download Blender and have a play with it, because why not? Nira says, and they shout it from the rooftops every chance they get. Sniper Girl says the Smurf, yep, which is why I'm looking at abandoning it. Mega 3D says, I like Max, but it's getting so expensive to maintain. Yeah, it is. Look, I understand. I mean, I get where you guys are coming from. I do. It gets expensive being a 3D person. It does. I've said before, the only reason you see me use as much software as you do is because the studio pays for the licenses that I use. Because I work for the studio from home, they're footing the bill for the licenses of the software. If I would not spend, $3,000 say on Mari. It's the studio that does that. So yeah. So I do get it. It does get expensive. Smurf says, definitely check out the plugin ecosystem. There are some that add some seriously needed features and capabilities. Snappy Girl says, Euro, is that what you mean by White Knight? She says, don't worry, no intention on becoming a Blender bro. Euro says, the Max Indie license is cheap. Well, that's true. The Max Indie license is $250. I think it might have just gone up recently by $20 or something, but it's not outrageous, and it's a perpetual license for 12 months. So do check out the indie license if you do want to use Max or Maya. Maya comes with an indie license as well, I believe. So. But Blender is completely free. So Sniper Echo says it's the only time the Blender people have been able to shout about it. It's always been the other way around. They will get tired of it in time. Make It 3D says the Max Indie license might be cheap, but when there are still the costs of the plugins. You don't need plugins though with Max, really. There are very few plugins that I use, paid plugins. Like Polycruncher I use, that's a paid plugin. The Ryzen plugin is free to download. I use an Ivy plugin that's paid, but not a lot. There aren't a lot of plugins that I use. Generally just standard Max. So, I mean, if you're going to use like Forest Pro or V-Ray or stuff like that, they get expensive. Sniper Girl says, if Autodesk did more to update Maya, I'd be okay with Maya Indie each year. Issue is that they aren't. Blender keeps on improving their software with each version. They improve Max though. They've been improving Max. I don't know what Maya's. I don't really follow the Maya branch, but I do know with Max they update that every year. I mean, I'm not saying they're wonderful updates and everyone loves everything that's released in the update, but they try. Maybe, yeah, but Maya, yeah, I'm really not sure about Maya. Smurf says it's not a perpetual license if it only lasts for 12 months, Bill. Very true, Smurf, very. You are correct. It's a license for 12 months. You're not spending it monthly, but you pay a fee for a 12-month usage. SpeedTree is the same way, by the way. If you want to use SpeedTree, you can do it monthly or you can pay for a 6-monthly or yearly license. Otherwise, I'd have already paid for it, Smurf says. Sniper Girl says, I just don't get how Blender, being a free program that you can pay into, is making huge improvements while Autodesk with their expensive license don't. I think it's because Autodesk is such a large company that they don't care. They don't have to. They're not going to, unlike Blender, they're not going to go out of their way to create something, or to create new things all the time, because they have an established user base of people and companies that use their software, so they're slack basically. They can get away with doing as little as possible because they know a lot of studios and a lot of companies use their software. That's the reason. Whereas Blender, being a new kid on the block, has to try and encourage people to use it as much as possible, new users to use it, to try and build their user base. Autodesk doesn't need to do that. But if they're too slack, they better watch out, because Blender, it doesn't take long for one software to fall out of favour and another one to take its place, so Autodesk, be very careful. Make sure you start developing more tools and just more development in the 3D programs you've got, otherwise you'll lose your spot. Because yeah, I've been surprised at just how much new stuff Blender has been getting relatively recently and how quickly it's been getting it. Sniper Echo says to Sniper Girl, a few good people make all the difference. She says, yep, that's true. Euro says, if I was starting out in 3D today, I'd go the Blender route. but I've been doing this for 10 plus years. I'm stuck in my ways and I have my workflows mapped out. I'm pretty much the same, Euro. I like Max. I like the interface, but is that because I've been using it for so long? I don't mind Blender. Like I said, I play around occasionally with Blender, but I still prefer to use Max. I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. But it's because I'm old. Ancient, as Sniper Girl would say. Sniper Echo says, I said it a year or so ago, Blender pushing will make Autodesk and other software improve. Competition is a great thing, isn't it just? Yes, it is a great thing. When these companies see you put the fear of God in them by seeing that everyone's starting to use another piece of 3D software. Watch them move. And they have, as Euro says. Sniper Girl says, I'm the same with mine. I've been using it for ages, really thinking it making the switch. Euro says, yeah, that's a solid reason it works. And Sniper Girl's posted in the Discord server the hard surface work that this person does in Blender, so check that out if you're interested in using Blender. That's in the general chat in the UE4 Discord. She just posted it. Sniper says if it works. Euro says the amount of attention Autodesk is giving its 3D Studio Max roadmap in the past few years compared to the prior 5 years is vast. Yeah, I looked it up just the other day. I looked at the roadmap for Max and there's some really interesting stuff coming up. So I'm looking forward to Max 2023 being released, which will be soon. They generally release new versions of Max March, April. So it's already March for me. It's 1st of March here. So any time now, Max 2023 will be released. And yeah, I've been impressed with the roadmap. I'm looking forward to the new version of Max. Yep, 100%. Sniper says, agrees. Make It 3D says, Autodesk doesn't necessarily have to update as much because they have already a powerful system. That's true. Plus, they know that people who spend the real money are modifying the software anyway with the SDK and scripting languages. That is true. That's a good point, Make It 3D. Yeah, they have already devoted, because the software's been around Maya and Max for so long. There is a lot of stuff in there. There's stuff in Max that I have never touched. That's how full on the program is. And I've been using Max for like too long, probably 15 years. And there's stuff in Max I have never touched. So certain sections of the software I've never even used. Euro says, quite impressed so far. Just hope the technology investment continues. So do I. I'm pretty sure it will. Android Lost says, I've thought about making the switch to Blender. I'm just slightly envious of Eevee, though it has its flaws. Smurf says, I wish Blender devs would open up their internal mesh walking functions to the Python API. How is your Python? Are you still doing Python scripting, Smurf? How's all that going? Sniper Echo says to Smurf mesh walking. Euro says mid-March, usually around the 18th. Yep, that's right. It's usually, sometimes, yeah. I know it's generally March. I think maybe once or twice it might have slipped to April, but yeah, so any time now. Any time. And I have, like I said, looked the roadmap up to see what's coming, so that does look pretty cool. Sniper Girl says, is there even a Maya roadmap? I googled it and nothing. I don't know. She says, I found it and it's lacking. Android Lust says there's a roadmap. Smurpery says the internal functions that are used for the loop selection tools for navigating over the topology connectivity. Mesh walking. Sniper Girl says, never mind. It's not a roadmap. It's what they've done in updates and that's it. Not future plans. That's pretty slack. I would have thought they'd be right on top of that. Being Autodesk, I'm surprised. I'm going to look at doing this smart mask. So I just want to get a blend between these two different types of soil, just to make it a little bit more interesting. But I won't be putting a dirt layer over it. Because it's already dirt. No, not future plans of Sniper Girl. So that's surprising. Smurf says, my Python efforts are devoted to my planet generator. But at some point I do want to get back into Blender plugins. Because again, remember, jump on the Discord if you want to, because Smurf did post something in the tools and scripts section that he was working on. So check that out. If you're not already a Fildo member on Discord, join. Sniper Echo says to Smurf, what would you try to do with that? Make It 3D says the next Max version is going to incorporate sculpting. You can thank Blender for that. Yes, well that's cool. Sculpting is cool. Smurfery says Sniper I'd replace the cruddy mesh walking functions. I had to write from scratch for my loop selecting plugin. Yuri says the My roadmap isn't public, so only private testers get access to it. Sniper Echo gets Smurf now. Sniper Girl says Autodesk treats Maya users as the red-headed stepchild they can beat without people complaining much. See no reason to switch if that's the case. Oh, they're not that bad, are they? Again, I don't use Maya, so I don't really follow how well or badly Autodesk do with updates for Maya. But I've been impressed with the stuff for Max. Sniper Girl says to Yuri, yeah, that's on them. They have a public roadmap on 3D Studio Max. They should do it for Maya. Yeah, they should. Why don't they? What's that all about? Why don't they do it for Maya? Smurfbear says Mudbox users are the child chained up below the staircase. Look, Mudbox is good. If you don't want to give a dough, who owns Pixologic now? Maxon. If you don't want to give Maxon huge amounts of money for Pixologic ZBrush, then you can rent Mudbox for $10 a month, I think it is. So it's reasonably priced and it's good software. It's like ZBrush. It has a decent interface. It's a much better interface than ZBrush does. So that'll probably do. We don't need too much for this dirt. I don't want to get too carried away here. Let's save as. What are we calling it? Hallway dirt. Hallway. What is it called? I really should call it the right thing. Garden hallway soil. Okay. Garden hallway soil. Let's rename it Garden Hallway Soil _text. And let's export the textures. And they're going to go in the model Nouveau entry hallway exports folder. Good. Now I'm just going to create a smart material from these two, just so I can apply it to the fountain dirt. So group. I'm going to call it my hallway, my dirt. There we go. My dirt will do. And make a smart material. Back into Max. Let's select the dirt for the fountain. Because I'm not the fountain won't be running with any water. It's just going to be turned off with plants growing around it. Because, you know, this hallway section is really, it hasn't been used for years and years and years, so we don't want a running fountain. Again, I'm going to check the unwrap on this. You would be, wouldn't you? Let's break that. Let's flatten mapping it. And the rest of this can be scaled right back. Pop it up in the corner. Move that over here. Make sure we're within a 0 to 1 space. I always like to scale it in just a little bit to be on the safe side. Give it a little bit of room around the sides for any texture bleed. And let's export this, and this is fountain soil. Fountain soil. Let's bring this into Painter. Fountain soil. Why not save? Let's do a bake out. And let's find my dirt. There we go. And this one I might just increase the scale a little bit, I think, because it's a larger section of dirt. So I'm just going to scale this up a little bit more. And save as, and we're calling it fountain soil. And let's export the textures. Away, exports. Export. Oh, damn. I had to rename it. Let's do that. And let's just export it one more time. And save. And now I think we've actually got everything. Let's apply this soil texture. Fountain soil. Fountain soil. There, that's the default material. I have to remove this one, otherwise I'm going to get confused when it comes time to bring it all into the Unreal Engine. So we want fountain soil. This one. That's not for this one, but for the garden bed. And we need one for the fountain. Where is it? Where is it? Hang on. Oh, I didn't delete it, did I? Fountain soil, default material. No, we don't want those. We want fountain soil. Why does it keep doing that? It's not deleting them. It's because I'm not. It's because I'm in a max dialog. I thought I had Explorer open. And garden hallway soil. So this is the garden one. And this is the fountain one. Is that correct? Yep. Let's assign the material to that one. And let's assign the material to this one. And I think actually we've got to look at putting some glass in here as well. So let's do a quick save here. Hang on, what's going on here? Sniper says, although the UE5 procedural geometry tools are good already, Sniper Girl says 100% destructive workflow with stupid bevels that you can't adjust or change and won't differentiate between hard edges or smooth edges. Or you want a bevel, you got to bevel the entire mesh, and that's what you must want, just the hard edge. Nope. Mega 3D says, listen to the woman, bevel the whole thing. The Boolean and snap pivots and max bit all look pretty neat. Yep, they do. Hopefully it's in the March update, Euro says. Also, Max is getting Bitfrost, as Euro says. Sniper Girl says, had to Google, wow, amazing. Sniper Eka says to Euro, you can check it out on the RC4 branch. RC4 equals Blender. Maker3D says, Max 2023 might keep me from switching to Blender. I'm looking forward to it, and it'll be out soon. Anytime now, Max 2023. This month. Sniper says, sorry, I had to. Sniper Girl says to make it 3D. Wish I could say the same about Maya. Sniper says to make it 3D. If Max does what you want and you're happy with it, then there isn't a need to. That's right. Andrew Dust says, Max getting Bitfrost. Interesting. So long as you can afford it, make it 3D, says to Sniper Girl. Oh, wow. We might leave it there for today, guys and girls. We managed to get through an entire stream and OBS didn't crash or anything like that, so I think the new version of OBS is fine. I'll check the recording afterwards to make sure it recorded properly. But I do want to thank you guys though for being here and hanging out with me today and for watching. I appreciate it. On tomorrow's stream, what we're going to do is we've got so little left to do in this hallway section for this Nuvo entry. We're just going to do the windows and the glass for the deco doors, the Nuvo doors, which won't take very long. They're only rectangles really, and then a texture. And then we're going to jump in and finish doing the Ruined Church, and then we're going to jump into the Unreal Engine. So depending on how time goes tomorrow, then if we don't jump into Unreal tomorrow, we're going to be jumping in next week and start setting up the main gates and stuff for the Barrett Estate mansion thingy in the new landscape. So it'll be a landscape you guys haven't seen before. It's the first landscape, and it's still a work in progress, so don't judge it. It's taking a while to come together because it's so big. It's like 2k by 2k, 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers, this landscape. So you're quite welcome. Yes, thanks guys for hanging out and watching. I will be back on again tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific time. You guys take care, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. See you guys.